today's video I'll be showing you guys how you can do calligraphy without using calligraphy tools by just using things you have around at home like pens, markers, that is felt tip markers or fiber tip markers, or even chisel tip markers, and also using a highlighter. So let's get started using a pen. The basic idea is that every time you do the downstroke it should be thicker, and every time you do an upstroke it should be thinner. So while you're doing it with your pen, every time you do a downstroke, make sure you make it thicker by filling it in. Like for example, the P over here, I will write a regular P and then make a rectangular box and fill it in because it's a downstroke, and then every time I'm doing an upstroke it'll be just me writing the letter once. Whereas when I'm doing a downstroke, I'll write on it multiple times. Next up we have markers. I'm using the Faber-Castell 45F fiber tip. The basic idea is similar to the previous one here, but instead of filling it in, you will go stroke by stroke. Since this is a marker, if you fill it in, certain areas will be darker than the other, which makes it look very untidy. So for every time you do a downstroke, you go stroke by stroke to make it thicker. Most of the alphabets are similar to cursive writing, but some alphabets like B, H and S are a little different and difficult to do, so you might want to practice that a little more than the regular letters. Next up we have the chisel tip markers. These are a little tricky in the beginning, but once you get a hang of it, it is the most easiest writing utensil for faux calligraphy. So the basic idea here is that you keep your marker at 45 degrees so that the entire tip is touching your paper, and then while you're doing the upper stroke you just use one pointed end of the tip. And again, you keep rotating every time you come for a downstroke. You have to keep it in 45 degrees and the whole tip should be touching, and every time you have an upper stroke it should be just one tip touching the paper. You can repeat the same with the highlighter too. Make sure the entire tip is touching your paper, and when you're having the upper stroke you can just use one pointed end of the tip. Don't lose hope if it doesn't work out in the first trial. Keep practicing because practice makes perfect. If you want to do it on a plain paper, darken the lines of a lined paper and place the plain paper on top of the lined paper so that the lined paper acts as a guide. And that is it for this video, you guys. Hope you guys found this helpful. If you did so, make sure to like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys in another video. Until then, bye bye.